is Sushi Matrix number 285577. I will present about my moral judgment about this topic. Boycotting business in an attempt to end the Israel-Palestine conflict is a complicated and divisive topic that generates differing opinions. Morally speaking, I think that although people are free to use boycott to voice their thoughts, this strategy might not be the most efficient to all-encompassing way to deal with the conflict underlying complexity. The moral precept of showing solidarity with those impacted by the conflict may serve as a justification for supporting the boycott. Proponents contend that financial strain on businesses connected to either side could sway political judgments and ultimately aid in a settlement. On the other hand, reservations regarding this strategy stem from worries about its efficacy and unforeseen implications. When making a moral conclusion on this matter, moral principles and factual information must be taken into account. From a factual standpoint, it's imperative to comprehend the intricate historical background, geopolitical dynamics, and multifaceted nature of the conflict between Israel and Palestine. It's critical to acknowledge the complex origins and effects as well as the rightful claims and complaints of all parties concerned. Morally speaking, ethical theories can provide direction. For example, utilitarianism will assess the boycott's overall effects. The boycott must be considered morally justified if it results in constructive changes or increased pressure for peace. Deontological ethics may concentrate on the boycott guiding ideas and evaluate if the action complies with generally accepted moral standards. While boycotts are a valid way for activists to voice their disapproval, it's important to understand their limitations. Due to the complex historical, political, and cultural roots of the Israel-Palestine conflict, true diplomatic efforts are needed to find a solution. Economic measures might not be sufficient to address the underlying causes of the conflict or to advance a lasting peace. In conclusion, I believe that morality dictates that we should acknowledge the complexity of the Israel-Palestine problem and the limited effect that boycott of certain brands may have on it. Although I am in favor of people using boycott as a means of expressing their ideas, I think a more successful strategy for achieving social justice will require diplomatic initiative, communication, and international cooperation to address the more fundamental problems facing the area. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dani Fei and my metric number is 286540. So today, I will go now to present my moral judgment. So, from my personal perspective, I don't think that the boycotting brand is an effective way to stop the Israel-Palestine war and also the most effective way to fight for the social justice in the war. This is because the war is not a small conflict, but one with a history and complex relation that can date back to 1948. So, more than 75 years of conflict has made me realize that the brand boycotting will not stop the war effectively. Also, we cannot ensure that those who have come up to boycott the company that support Israel are doing so in good faith or simply being forced to do so. Based on the articles, the content mentioned that the Israel-Palestine war being a serious and resonating in the Muslim community. Many Muslim celebrities have had to publicly express their support for Palestine on social media. This is because if they're keeping silent, they will be perceived as the giants, especially by some Malay Muslim influencers. They're choosing to keep silent will be costly for the netizen who will unfollow them. Also, those who blindly follow the boycott, such as some of them will following their family and friends to boycott the brand, it's not that they are behaving badly either, but it's just that boycotting without understanding the reason why to boycott a brand, along with their family and friends, it doesn't effectively play into a sense of fighting for a social justice as much as choosing to take a stand. Besides, boycotting brand can also hurt the innocent people on the economy aspect. For example, Israel-related brands such as McDonald's brands in other Muslim countries like Malaysia have also been boycotted, which has indirectly led to accusation and insult against McDonald's employees in Malaysia. Actually, McDonald's Malaysia is a franchisee and now managed by Reza Food Service Company Limited, which is a different franchisee from McDonald's Israel. So, this is not possible to look at a basis of superficiality. Boycotting McDonald's Malaysia and humiliating the staff is not an effective way to fight for the social justice. So, I don't think that the boycotting brand is an effective way to stop the war and fight for the social justice. This is because it may work out, but not the best, because in my view, the most effective way is the one that doesn't bring harm to anyone. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good day to doctor and everyone. My name is Hui Qi. From my point of view, I am not supporting the issue that boycotting brand is an effective way to stop the Israel-Palestine war, and I'm not supporting that brand boycott are the most effective way of fighting for social justice. This is because we cannot ensure that boycotting the brand will change their mind, but we will certainly impact ordinary workers who are part of the company but unrelated to the conflict. In addition, if we cannot guarantee the brand position, misunderstanding may occur. Firstly, the reason why I do not support boycotting brand as an effective way to stop the Israel-Palestine war is because, according to the RAND analysis, BDS movement in Palestine resulted in higher trade and transaction expenses, as well as fewer Palestinians finding employment in Israel. As a result, Palestine's GDP decreased more than Israel's GDP declined. This shows that the BDS movement has hurt Palestinians more than it has helped them and decreased their economic chances. In addition, the data on Israel's foreign investment, GDP growth rate, and export growth rate that were provided in a report from Strategic Assessment shows that Israel has incurred very little financial harm as a result of the BDS movement. Moreover, in Malaysia, the majority of McDonald's employees are Muslim and they have been affected by the boycott. All of this evidence shows that boycotting brand is not an effective way to stop the Israel-Palestine war. Besides, I do not support that brand boycott are the most effective way of fighting for social justice. This is because, as Maurice Swifter said, hundreds of demands for boycott are made every year, but the majority of them have very little effect. Very few boycotts have led to changes, as most of the boycott lack of sustained effort. In addition, boycotting a brand may have the opposite effect of generating sales for the company. For example, even though Nike was boycotted when it announced an ad campaign with former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who kneeled during the national anthem to protest racial injustice and police brutality against African Americans, but Nike sales increased in 2018. Besides, progressive call for boycott of Goya product after Unanue praised Trump as an incredible builder. However, this brings an increase to the company's sales. Perhaps boycotting brands are effective in some cases, but no one can measure and guarantee their effectiveness. Therefore, I do not agree that brand boycotts are the most effective way of fighting for social justice. In conclusion, I do not support the issue that boycotting brand is an effective way to stop the Israel-Palestine war, and I do not support that brand boycotts are the most effective way of fighting for social justice.
Hi, my name is AMIRAH, MUSA, and my metric number is 288991. According to the moral judgment based on the latest issue, by boycotting the brand was related to the Israel and Palestinian war. I believe that by boycotting the brand can be considered into the factual information and moral value. This brand boycott issue has involved various countries in the world, including my country, which is Malaysia. The factual information when the people can notice and due to the Kazakh crisis, the customer start boycotting a number of Western business, including McDonald's, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, and many more. It can be proved when Israel franchise claimed that McDonald's was giving 1,000 of free meals to Israel military. In addition, Starbucks also faced a boycott issue because the company disagreed with the statement and does not support Palestinians in Twitter. In my opinion, boycotting the brand that has support Israel is relevant to protest the actions of Israel to Palestinians, even though it cannot stop the war. In my opinion, I strongly believe that the action of Israel to kill babies, women, and innocent people are unethical. So as we can see, most of people are protest to boycott and to express their feeling, anger toward the actions of Israel army that attack and kill a Palestinian civilian. The main reason to boycott of Israel to force private corporations to stop support Israel criminal activity and put pressure on the Israel to abide by international regulation. It is because the economy of Israel was depend on international country. For example, the activists have some taken of different turn as we can see by the withdrawal of Ben and Cherry, Orange and SodaStream for illegal Israel statement. In my point of view, I think there is no have the most effective action to stop this issue because to resolve the Israel-Palestinian conflict is complex and involve addressing historical, political, and social issues. As comprehensive solution would like require diplomatic efforts, international cooperation, and commitment to dialogue from the both sides, aiming for a just and lasting resolutions that consider the right and security concerns of both Israel and Palestinians. As a conclusion, the boycott targeting American products have successfully brought intentions to Israel treatment of Palestinians, but has not had a significant economic impact and stopped the war.
Hi everyone, my name is Li Jiajing and my number matrix is 289423. For my personals, I am opposing the actions of boycott, collaborations supposedly linked to Israel. Regardless the ethical importance underlying these actions, the actions of boycott since it's unlikely to bring about significant change and only lead to more suffering to citizens in this country. As we can see, many of the employees working for companies supposedly linked to Israel, most of them are Malaysians. In McDonald's, there are approximately 21,000 McDonald's Malaysian employees. The continued boycott raises the risk of these individuals losing their job due to the financial losses incurred. Therefore, I believe the actions of boycott is not an efficient way to stop or to influence the decisions of Israel to do the invasions in Palestine. For example, the customers and business in the West are implementations of boycott against Russia and Belarus in response to the 2022 Ukrainian invasions. Collaborations are either withdrawing or temporarily stop the operations, including McDonald's, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, Nike, and so on. Indeed, the boycott hit the Russian economy, but apparently does not prevent the invasions. In my point of view, the most efficient way to influence or stop such conflict is through government interventions. In an extreme scenarios, our government, along with other supportive nations, could deploy military forces to Palestine to collectively combat Israel. However, such actions may not align with ethical considerations. Therefore, if the government genuinely aims to influence this conflict, more substantial measures are required. As the influence of individual citizens, even with successful boycott, may be limited in preventing Israel invasions. The utilitarian perspective emphasizes the need to consider the greatest good for the greatest numbers. And in this case, but knowing that the actions of boycotts seems is unlikely to be the efficient way to influence or stop such conflict, then avoiding harm to the livelihood of Malaysian citizens became a paramount consideration. In the end, my moral decisions to oppose the boycott of corporations supposedly linked to Israel is through utilitarians, which I analyze and justify my moral stand on these issues.